roasted.com. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I'm so pumped you're here and I'm so excited you're watching this video because I have it jam-packed with delicious vegetarian, gluten-free recipes that I'm showing you how to meal prep for the week. I'm not gonna lie, I am not a big meal prepper because so much of what I do day in and day out is in the kitchen and making food. I never really know what ingredients I'm gonna be working with that week and what recipes I'm gonna be making. So I don't generally meal prep, I just kind of eat whatever leftover recipe I have in the fridge. But as I thought about it, I started to think that meal prep would be really beneficial for me because sometimes at 2 in the afternoon I'm like, shoot, I didn't even have lunch, and then I'm scrounging around for some sort of random dish that I have in the fridge, and it would be so nice to have something just stocked in the fridge for when those meals creep up on me. Wait, oh, this plain, wait, oh, this plain, wait. So this is a 5-day meal prep for one person. If you're doing this for more than one person, maybe double or triple the recipe, depending how much you guys eat. Also, a disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. These are just recipes that I pulled from my blog that I think would make a great meal prep. So if you're looking for specific dietary needs or specific, lifestyle or dietary goals, seek a professional person. I am not professional. So we're starting off the meal prep with breakfast. We're making sweet potato toasts. They're more like tostadas because they are round and small and really adorable. Usually for sweet potato toasts, I cut them lengthwise, but just the shape of the sweet potatoes I had, it just made more sense to cut them into rounds. I will get more into it further along in the video when we are making the sweet potato tostadas. This white a bag color, I feel like I'm blending in. For lunch, I am making a hummus beet tempeh salad, toasted pine nuts on top, some feta. I threw this salad together when we came back from extracurricular activities for the kids and I just didn't have any dinner, so I threw this salad together. It was so good that I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I thought I would share it here, make it into my meal prep video because I want to eat this salad every freaking day. It is so good. For dinner, we are making pumpkin gnocchi, which I am obsessed with. I came out with this recipe a couple weeks ago because I still have cans upon cans of pumpkin in my fridge, so I thought we would make some pumpkin gnocchi with it. If you don't have any more pumpkin puree, you could use sweet potato puree or butternut squash puree and really just customize it as to what you have in. I like to eat mine with just some simple butter, sage, garlic. It is so good and it just has a really chewy, delicious texture to it that I'm completely obsessed with. But you know me, the day cannot go by without consuming some sort of sweet. So if you get a sweet tooth, then I have you covered. We are also making some vegan keto chocolate peanut butter cups, which are so delicious. Only 4 ingredients and is it 4? 2, 3, yeah, 4 ingredients, and they are so easy to make and prep to have in for the week for when you just need a little pick-me-up or just something to take care of your sweet tooth. Alright, so that's enough talking for me. Actually, I'm going to be talking a little bit more as we go through the recipes, but that's enough of an intro. Let's get cooking.
Alright, so for breakfast, we are making our sweet potato tostadas. So I had one long and kind of skinny sweet potato. I cut it into 15 rounds. I left the skin on, but this is personal preference. If you want to peel it first, totally go ahead, do it. And I'm just frying it up in some refined coconut oil. So after about 3 minutes, I'm flipping them just to get them evenly cooked on both sides. After 3 more minutes, I'm flipping them again, and you want to just keep flipping them until they're golden brown. It should be about 7 to 10 minutes. After they are done frying up, you want to get a plate lined with a paper towel and transfer them all there. Then for the week, I just keep them in a Tupperware, and then each morning I take about 3 out of the Tupperware. Just put it on a plate, heat it up in the microwave for like 30 seconds, put some natural peanut butter and a drizzle of agave nectar on top with a sprinkle of hemp hearts, and that is the breakfast prep. It's really filling. The peanut butter adds some protein and so do the hemp hearts, and it's really tasty. Alright, so now moving on to lunch. We are making the delicious hummus beet tempeh salad. So I'm just starting by toasting my pine nuts. I put the pine nuts on a pan over medium heat, and you just continually want to agitate and stir them so that they don't burn. And once they are perfectly toasted, just transfer them to a little bowl, set them aside, and then put some coconut oil in your pan. Put your cut up cubed tempeh into the pan, and you just want to cook it for about 10 minutes. Use your spatula to kind of flip them. You want all the sides to be golden brown, and then you want to prep your little boxes. I don't have like matching adorable meal prep Tupperware. Maybe you can relate, I don't know. So I'm just putting arugula and cut beets into each container. I bought pre-cooked beets and then I just cut them into cubes and divided it. It was about 3 beets, and then divide the tempeh among all of them, divide the pine nuts, and then we're gonna top it off with some crumbled feta. And then I think the secret to this is a dollop of hummus in each. It just adds a nice extra flavor. And then you can put the lid on and pop them in the fridge. The last thing for lunch is I like to prep little containers of the salad dressing. I just do olive oil and some balsamic, and you can just take it and dress them each day before you eat it. All right, moving on to dinner. This is not gonna look like traditional gnocchi, but it is delicious and you really need to try it. So we're doing 2 cups, I'm doubling this recipe, 2 cups of pumpkin puree, 2 eggs. Mix that together until it's nice and combined. And then we are adding blanched almond flour, some tapioca flour, some Parmesan cheese, it's grated, some garlic powder, and sea salt. Mix that together. I actually found it was better to fold it together using a spatula. So I'm just transferring all of that mixture into the bowl and folding it together with my rubber spatula. It's gonna look a little dry and it's gonna take a little bit of muscle power, but you just wanna work it together until it is nice and combined. All right, so here is the less traditional gnocchi part. We are transferring it all to a plastic baggie. Usually with gnocchi, you roll it. You can try rolling it into little gnocchi shapes with your hands, but I just found this to be easiest. So I'm squeezing out some little gnocchi ovals onto a lined baking sheet. And then I'm just taking a fork to get those kind of ridges that traditional gnocchi has. And then we're baking it. So I ended up doing like 3 baking sheets filled with gnocchi, and then in each I'm adding chopped sage. I have pre-minced and frozen cubes of garlic, so that's what those little things are. It's about 1 clove or 1 teaspoon of garlic and a tablespoon of butter, and then you can add your gnocchi to it. When it comes out of the oven, I just like to eyeball it and try to make them all even, but if you want to get a little bit more technical, you could measure them out. But yeah, just divide it up. And then you can just pop the lids on and store them in the fridge, and then just take them and go each day. When you are ready to eat them, you just pop them in the microwave for 1 minute, stir everything together so it gets coated with the minced garlic and the sage and the butter. You can always add more butter or Parmesan cheese, whatever you like, and then you can dig in. You guys, it's so good. Oh my gosh, here's a close-up. Now I'm gonna take a bite. Look at that texture. It is so chewy, so satisfying, and really, really good. Last up, we are making vegan keto cups. This is just for snacking throughout the day and dessert. So we're just doing refined coconut oil, some natural peanut butter, cocoa powder, and agave nectar. You could use honey or maple syrup or really any nut or seed butter that you like. Whisk it all together. Once it is nice and smooth, you can just kind of spoon it into your molds. You can use any molds that you have. I'm just using these little cup molds, kind of the same size as a small mini Reese's cup. Freeze them. You're gonna freeze them for about an hour or 2 hours. Pop them out of the mold, and then I like to just store them in my silicone stasher bag, and then I keep them in the fridge and just grab 1 or 2 when I am packing lunch or just whenever I feel like I want a little snack. It's chocolatey, peanut buttery. It has a really fudgy, satisfying, melt in your mouth texture. It is so good.
Alright guys, that is it for me today. I hope you loved this meal prep video as much as I loved making and eating everything. It was so delicious. So if you make anything, let me know. I would love to know how it turns out and how you like it. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, give it a like, and subscribe. I would love for you to be a part of my YouTube fam and hit that bell so you never miss a recipe. I am Lindsay from thetoastedpinenut.com. You can also find me on Instagram at thetoastedpinenut, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.